divisible by 2 is an even number. Any number that doesn't agree to be divided by 2 is an odd number. And any number that has only two numbers that can go in it without remainder, which simply means its factors are 2, they are referred to as what? Prime number. Now, I have been able to explain factor in terms of explaining the prime number, even number, odd number. Now, what are multiple, or what is multiple, or what is a multiple? When we talk about multiple, just like the way I define these factors, so multiple or multiples are numbers which a particular number can divide without a remainder. Now, you can see that the definition I'm giving to this personally is just directly opposite the definition of the other one. When we talk about multiple, we are discussing numbers that a particular fixed number can go into without any remainder. Let's take for example 2. We have 2. What are multiples of 2? 2 is a fixed number. Multiples of 2 are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. They are numbers that these 2 can go into without leaving a remainder. That is what we mean by multiple. It's just like opposite of that of factor, because when I talk of factor now and I'm trying to talk about 8, and I say factors of 8, I'll be saying 1, 2, 4 and 8 itself when I'm discussing 8 and its factors. You can see, so factors is talking about number that can go in a fixed number. Multiple is talking about numbers that a fixed number can go into without leaving a remainder. While this one is talking about numbers that can go in a fixed number without leaving a remainder. Is that okay? Hello? Alright. So that's just the difference between a multiple or multiples and factors. So when I'm discussing factors of 8, I'm talking about numbers that can go in 8. When I'm discussing multiple of 8, I'm talking about number that 8 can go into them, which start from 8 itself. 16, 24, 32, and so on. These are multiples of 8. Why these are factors of 8? Now, in that sense, I think we are clear about multiples and factor. We talk about other aspects of integer. We are done with integer. Other things that are here are fractions. Fractions. When we talk about fraction, we'll be talking about 3 categories of fractions. We have the proper fraction, we have the improper fraction, we have the mixed fraction. And what is a fraction itself? A fraction is a part of a whole. A fraction is a part of a whole. When we talk about fraction, what do I mean by fraction being a part of a whole? In primary school, can you see from here? Hello? I just remember I want to. Alright, I will make it bold now. A fraction, as I have said, is a part of a whole. For example, in primary school, we are normally given box, and that box can be divided into 4. If here is shaded we'll be talking about the portion shaded. The fraction of the portion shaded is 1 over 4. So that this one that is shaded among the 4 is a fraction of the whole portion. Now the part not shaded now will be 1, 2, 3. It will be 3 over 4. So both the part shaded and the part not shaded, when we add it together, it will become a whole, which is 1. That is 1 over 4 plus 3 over 4 will leave us to be 1. After the whole expression, 4 as your LCM, 1 plus 3, you have 4 over 4. So that is it on fraction. So fraction could be mixed, it could be improper, and it could be proper. So now talking about the improper. Proper and mixed. For a proper fraction, the numerator is always lesser than the denominator. For a proper fraction, the numerator is always lesser. All these are examples of a proper fraction. This is called denominator, this is called numerator. So if what is up is less than what is down, we have a proper fraction. And if what is up is greater than what is down, we have an improper fraction. Alright? Let me make this one for. Alright. You can see. Now here we have improper. Here we have proper. So here we have improper and here we have proper. For a mixed fraction generated or originated from improper fraction. It is improper fraction that leads to a mixed fraction. Now, from this improper fraction, now I can have how many 2 I can ask myself how many 2 can I obtain in 3? It will definitely give me 1. I'll be left with 1 over 2. Combining this now, a whole number and a fraction is called mixed fraction. That is all, and the same thing for all these. The same thing for all this, we have a mixed fraction there. And a whole is just a whole number. For example, if I turn this one, if I reciprocate this or inverse this, I'll be having 2 over 1. 2 over 1 is the same thing as a 2. So meaning that I have a whole number there. Sorry. So if that is the case, I want to see some of other topics there. So we have been able to speak about fraction, even number, odd number, prime number, factors, multiple. Now let's talk about exponents, roots, exponents and roots, series and sequence, set theory. Those are the things I mentioned earlier. They are still the one there. So now when we talk about exponents simply mean indices. Indices. Let's talk about indices. How does the nature of the indices look like? Just look like the same way. For example, if I have 1 over 8 raised to the power minus 2. Can you see? Can you see it? Yes. Alright. Alright. 1 over. Alright. Well, we have 1 over 8 raised to the power minus 2. 1 over 8 raised to the power minus 2. In this sense, this is form of indices. And we are going to do a lot of its examples before we round up. If we have this looks like indices, and what is it telling us? This can also be regarded or seen as 1 over 2 raised to the power 3 or raised to the power minus 2. This can be re-expressed as 1 over 2. Everything raised to power 3. Still raised to power minus 2. Is that okay? And one of the law was trying to tell us that power multiplies power. So if that is the case, this is 1 over 2 raised to power minus 6. In this sense, this is 1 raised to power minus 1 into minus 6. This is 2 raised to power 6